السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. ومركل أي ولاشين سمسم عبدي سو دوادا قعم فرونك سو دوادا هدان وعصبتاي سبسكرايب كده شيرت كامنك إن شاء الله وحي سؤالي فكرة دي ايدي عقبت كامنك نغرب هدا عصبتاي لوبينا قنبلالك فرتيد عشر كاني واتحانو سيدو كوسو قارو عشر هذا كله حكتو مانتو لو بروح سو قادنينا قيبيه صحدها مانتو قادنينا قيبها دا قلديد سيديه wadnaha ku gelinaysa iyo wadnaha sidee uga practice garanaysaa marka maanta waxa qaadanaynaa qaladaadka see qalad ku gali karnaa seena qaladkeena ku sixi karnaa amaanta ashirkeena ku saabsan yahay.
What should you do when you park a car facing downhill?
qaladka markaas aad u gashid wadnaha gashanaysaa saas ayaa dhahaysaa wadnaha gashanaysaa.
You're driving on an open road in dry weather. What distance should you keep from the vehicle in front? You're following a vehicle on a wet road. You stay a safe distance behind it. What should you do if a driver overtakes you and pulls into the gap you've left? How can you use your vehicle's engine as a brake? You're traveling on the motorway. How can you lower the risk of a collision when the vehicle behind is following too closely? You've just gone through flood water. What should you do to make sure your brakes are working properly? You're about to start a journey in freezing weather. What part of your vehicle should you clear of ice and snow? You're following other vehicles in fog. You have your headlights on dipped beam. What else can you do to reduce the chances of being in a collision? What will be affected if the road surface becomes soft in very hot weather? What should you do when you're using a contraflow system? On what type of road surface may anti-lock brakes be ineffective? What would suggest you're driving on an icy road? What lights should you use when you're driving on a wet motorway and vehicles are throwing up surface spray? How should you use anti-lock brakes when you need to stop in an emergency? You're driving a vehicle that has anti-lock brakes. How should you apply the foot brake when you need to stop in an emergency? You're driving along a wet road. How can you tell if your vehicle's tires are losing the grip on the surface? You're driving in freezing conditions. What should you do as you approach a sharp bend? You're driving in a built-up area that has traffic calming measures. What should you do when you approach a road hump? What's the main cause of skidding? You're about to go down a steep hill. What should you do to control the speed of your vehicle? In which conditions will your overall stopping distance increase? What can result when you travel for long distances in neutral known as coasting? What should you do when you're overtaking a motorcyclist on a windy day? What should you do when you're driving in snowy conditions? What's the main benefit of driving a four-wheel drive vehicle? Why should you keep well to the left as you approach a right-hand bend? What will help you to move off on a snowy surface? What should you do before starting a journey in foggy weather? What requires extra care when you're driving or riding in windy conditions? How can you avoid wheel spin when you're driving on an icy road? Where is your vehicle most likely to be affected by side winds? You're driving along a country road. You see this sign. What should you do after dealing safely with the hazard? How much can stopping distances increase in icy conditions?
أصحابي ساكي عشر كان هالكاس ونوع كاي قلادات قوا عرقتين قيبت ودنها لو قلنايو إن شاء الله مركع دمين عشرة دينا وحال براكتكرين دونا قيبت ودنها وجيسن دونا إيوه سؤالي أفهم ويسي أو آد جليسي ودنها سيداد وبراكتكرين كرتا سيداد وبراكتكرين كرتا سؤاليه آد خلطي إن شاء الله عشرة دينا صوصو كواسا قادن دونا walaashin samsam haddaan ugu cusub tahay gacan furan kusoo dhawaaw subscribe-ta iloobin shared comment inaad tiraahdid gambaleelka furo haddaa cusub tahay cashirkani waa taxano intii hore ula socotay way ula socotaa inta cusubna waxaan rajeyn doonaa inay gambaleelka furtaan si ay ula socdaan cashirkan waa taxano waa free wax lacag maahan warkaas ay ka bogasho wacan fi amaanillah assalaamu calaykum waraxmatullaahi wabarakaatuh iyo walaashin samsam cabdi